Somebody needs a reminder on how beautiful they are. I don't care what your gender is. I don't care how you identify. Your soul, your essence, and you physically are beautiful. If this has aligned with you, you are a physically attractive human being. And we're going to get to the nitty-gritty of why you don't believe that. Look. Something Spirit's wanting me to say is you must always remember, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. To you, what is attractive and what isn't, for somebody else is completely different. And we have the tendency to be our own worst critics. And also, when you are developing self-love, it sounds crazy, but actually your younger self will search for people and places where kind of knows internally it's not to be accepted. You'll fight to win somebody's attention. And when you don't receive it, when you have a toxic ex that puts you through cycles, that messes with your worth. That messes with yourself. So, you have overcame so many toxic partners, to be quite frank. I'm not saying all of your partners, but I can see how much you know you avoided red flags in the past and don't anymore. You don't settle in love. And I'm hearing you, what you're saying is, if that means I am not with anybody, I'd rather be with nobody than settling for less than I deserve. That's caused maybe a gap of loneliness for you, okay? And now you really are entering a time where you're going to be very physically attracted to yourself again, okay? This is because that is one of the most important rules of this universe. When I say being attracted to yourself, you are supposed to be kind of like, when you look at your body and stuff, you think, gets a little worked up. But what I'm really, really trying to say is like you love yourself. You are happy. You are attracting in because you give light. Okay? So what we're going to be doing now is we're picking cards that represent both your physical and your spiritual beauty. And we'll even have something about the future prediction for you regarding love out of this. Let's do this. All right, so there's 4 big categories Spirit is saying we're going to highlight regarding your physical attributes, what makes you so attractive. You have had a glow up. I don't know who you are, like what you used to look like, okay? But who you are now, it's like you've aged like a fine wine. People have noticed, both ones you're attracted to, people from your past, etc., that you have completely upgraded as a person. Physically and spiritually and mentally, we'll get to that. But right now, there's like this sense of, holy shit, I want to know. I'm curious. There's a lot of curiosity around you. Your glow up, no matter if you notice it or not, is it's something Spirit says it's very necessary for you to acknowledge your glow up. You need to stop having imposter syndrome. No matter how easier that is said and done, like this is something actively starting now you work on with that self-talk and remembering you're hot. Just straight up. Okay? Another thing is your presence is very inviting. There is something that, like, when you walk into a room, you notice that people, like, they look at you. And when we're in anxiety and insecure, we can take that in a negative way. But a lot of times, most of the time, it's actually because people are attracted to you. What I am seeing is you probably notice that people kind of, like, you have this inviting energy where people just kind of tell you things about themselves. They feel like they've known you. Your eyes and your cheeks. You have healer eyes and healer cheeks. These are things about ourselves that we cannot hide. You look inviting. And of course, in your life, that's done a yin-yang thing for you. It's brought in beautiful people, brought in negative situations. But that's the thing about life. It's balance. And notice. And setting those healthy boundaries. You see, that's another thing. Something about your physical now is very like assertive. Again, no matter how you identify, something about your energy is like, I am a leader. I make decisions, and it's not even because I have to. It's just how it is. It's presented. There's something very much like people trust your opinions. People will spend time really listening to what you have to say, not letting go in one ear out the other. And you're easy on the eyes as well. Okay, so it's not like sometimes it can be hard to pay attention because the way somebody presents something or etc., it just doesn't click. But with you have this way of doing things so uniquely. You have a way where also the way you treat people when you don't know anybody's looking shows actually how much more you can be trusted. There's something about your presence brings and beams trust in a world where that is needed more than ever. Okay? And then there's something about no matter what has happened to you in your life, you've gotten up. This physical part with this also feels like, so when you were a shell of yourself when you were younger, who you are now, you've manifested like deep characteristics. You are not afraid of being yourself. And that means dressing the way you choose. That means being who you truly are. And that is very scary to some people, very threatening. But to others, it's deeply attractive. So it's noticed. Okay? So here's the spiritual beauty. Well, people notice when you're in their life, things start to elevate. Things are really recognized. Things that they felt they could never talk to somebody else about, they can with you. You ignite creativity and inspiration. Something that's beautiful about yourself is how you understand your healing is not linear. And you sometimes, a lot of times, put a smile on just so other people can feel centered and seen. And because if you're not okay, how are they going to be okay, right? You've found balance within this, but if you're here, you are a spiritual leader no matter what your job is. You are a spiritual leader everywhere you go. There's this fire where, like, when something really ignites you, when you're really passionate, nothing can stop you. You have to have that real passion, but when it's there, it's there. Okay? And you have overcame I'm telling you something. If there's anybody I feel that has the right, go with me here, to be a villain or has had reasons to give up and not, the energy of this person here. Okay? You have overcame every single obstacle, step on this journey to be here right in front of us right now. That does not go unnoticed. That is contagious. When you believe in yourself, the frequency you send out is blinding in the best way. Your future, you harness releasing this imposter syndrome. You claim this self-love, this resilience, this beauty. You are entering a state of financial and inner peace. That's something they wanted to say. You feel like in your life you've either ever had one or the other. Either just financial or just internal. And like you couldn't find a balance. Well, that's here. You have found your yin yang. And there's certain things about yourself you don't need to explain to others. You've detached. That's another thing that's so attractive, and that's going to continue. I see how this is now tied to this. Another beautiful thing about you is you understand detachment does not mean you don't love or you don't care or you're not there. You are needed to be heard too. feel like something about your voice needs to be honored here, and understanding, like, when you feel like you shouldn't say something, when you hold back, because you're a master manifester, it's not like your actions are in charge of everybody else. But if you create that frequency of, oh, I shouldn't say this, or I might be too much, a lot of times that's actually just fear trying to stop you from connecting to somebody. Fear wanting you to play it small. We're supposed to, go with me here, we're supposed to embrace what is bringing us fear so we can understand it. You have allowed yourself to go through one of the darkest internal times of your life because it's processing what you couldn't when you weren't safe enough. But you're here, and there's a glow, and there's a beauty, and there's a resilience, and there's an abundance. You are destined to keep, not just receive, keep and grow with. That's what I got for y'all today. If you're interested in booking a personal reading with yours truly, checking out any of my other available services, or even looking to join my apprenticeship program, and you're watching this on TikTok, somewhere around here, you're going to see a button that says Book Now. Click on that. It's going to ask for your name and your email. I'm going to reach back out to you via email to schedule that session. If you're on any other platform, like TikTok, YouTube, you go to the bio of my channel, my profile, it's going to be listed there, and it's offprintmint.com. That's what I got for y'all today, and I'll see you when I see you. Let's get it. For the ones of you here who are not aware, not only am I a spiritual healer, but I am also a gaming streamer over on Twitch at Uncle Bronze Official. If you're somebody who would like to chill and hang out with me more often, and also you're into video games, go ahead over to my Twitch at Uncle Bronze Official and join us over there for some live video game playthroughs. The link associated to my Twitch channel is associated in my Instagram and YouTube bios. Or you can simply go to twitch.com and type in Uncle Bronze Official. And in every single live stream, I do give away a tarot reading to one subscriber. Currently, I've been into a lot of role-playing games and also first-person shooters. So if that is your vibe, I'll see you there. You have a great rest of your night, morning, evening, and I'll see you when I see you. Let's get it.